Hello everyone. So in this program, I will show 4 types of exceptions. The first one is multiple exceptions, and this will catch 2 types of exceptions, like IO exception if any problems with file writing, and then it will be IO exception, and if access to an index that doesn't exist in the list, that is index out of the bounds exception. And then for that, I have created a class multiple exceptions, and I have it has a method write_list which writes the elements of a list to a file here, and then this method can throw 2 type of exceptions: IO exception if there is an issue with file operations, and the next one if there is an issue with the access that doesn't exist in the list. So here in this main method, I have in the main method, I have initiated this multiple exception class, and then called is a write_list method within a try catch block here. If this block will catch the IO exceptions thrown in the write_list method and will throw a message, and if any exception with it is out of the list that is will thrown in the write_list method, that will index out of bounds exception and will throw a message. Next one is rethrowing exception. So here I want to calculate the average of some integer numbers, and if so it will check that numbers null or numbers of length equals 0, then it will show that array is empty or null. So that does mean that it cannot calculate the average. So it is the method to calculate the average numbers, and then it will throw a custom average exception. So in the custom average exceptions, I have created this class that extends the exception method, that is built-in method in Java, and it will it extends the super class, and it will show a message here, and it is in the constructor. I have passed through this message and also the cause. It will show extend the super class and will stores that. So in the main method, I have taken some integer numbers, and I have tried to calculate the average here by calling the calculate average method, and then if this block will catch the custom average exception shown in the calculate average method, and will show a message. The next one is the resource management. So here in the resource management, I have created a class called resource management, and then that can use of logs for thread safe resource management. And this class has a returned log named resource log to control access to a shared resource by multiple thread, and an integer value here. Resource by multiple integer value here, resource representing the number of acquired resources. So this acquired resource method uses the log to safely increment the resource count and simulating resource acquisition. The release resource method similarly uses the log to safely decrement the resource count and then simulating the resource release here. So in the main method, for the resource management, I have taken a for loop, and then it will simulate the multiple threads trying to acquire and release resource. Here it will simulate the resource acquisition, and it will simulate the acquired resource. I have also put to sleep that it will take some pause and then start again, and then simulate the resource release and by this method, and it will again start. The next one is chaining exceptions. Here I have created this class that extends the exception class that is built in Java, and then in the constructor I have put the message and the calls here, and in the main method I have at first I have put the try catch, and inside that I have taken this perform operation method, and that method will simulate an arithmetic operation that leads to an exception that may lead to an exception. And I will try to divide this number 10 by 0, and it will show a result. If any arithmetic exception shows, then it will thrown in the it will be handled, and it will show a message here. And this is the divide numbers that dividend by divisor. So if we run this method now, here at first this is a multiple exception, that is index 10 out of bounds of length 10. That means it's an exception that caught in the right list method of the multiple exception class, and it also indicates that an attempt was made to access an element at index 10. This is the list of length 10. The next one is average 30. So when I in the string exceptions, I have calculated the average, and there is no exception. That's why it is the average integer is showing here. And the resource acquired here, the system try to acquire the resource, and it increments, and that is that goes till 5, and then the released resource it decrements, and it goes till 0. The third one is arithmetic exceptions, that because I have divided 10 by 0, so that's why the arithmetic exception occurs, and it also showing the message that it is divided by 0. That's why. So this is all, and thank you for your attention.